veterinary medicine here at Texas A&M University, and we are the Pure program. We're led by Dr. Larry Johnson, who's at the back. And we have a great program for you today about science and careers in science, and we have some cool specimens to show you. And yes, these are real live dead animal specimens up here for you to take a look at. So we'll be showing you those in just a bit. We're going to start off, we have some students, Texas A&M students here today, and we're going to have them talk to you a little bit about what they're doing here, what they're studying, how they got here, and advice to you guys. Because how many of y'all in here want to go to college? So yeah, see, so they're on this trip because they want to go to college. So y'all are going to hear it from the experts on what to do and how to get here. So we're going to start off with Kristen. So Kristen, raise your hand.
I'm Kristen. Howdy.
Howdy.
Well, I am a senior, and I'm actually a finance major, so I'm in the College of Business. But I've taken a lot of really interesting courses in science as well, including entomology. Does anyone know what that is? The study of bugs. I've also taken geology and things like that. That's really cool. So I wanted to tell you guys just a little bit of encouragement. I want you to find something that you're actually interested in and believe that you can do it. Because there's so many things out there, and I know that if you put your mind to it, you really can get to college. Study, do your homework, and find friends and groups of people who can encourage you in that as well. Study together, challenge each other, but you can make it to college. You can get this Aggie ring if you come here. It's an incredible experience, so really find something that interests you. You can always learn more about it.
Great. Lindsay, how about you?
All right, howdy. I'm
Howdy.
Lindsay. I'm an agricultural science major. Also, I'm a junior. This is my third year. And what I kind of decided that I wanted to do is teach agricultural science for high school students. But whenever I was in school, I thought, I don't want to ever go back to school again. Sometimes you think it's boring or whatever. But I kind of got into agriculture and realized that I really like animals and plants and learning about those sort of things. And I liked it so much that I decided I want to teach it. So you'll learn new things if you continue to do the things that you really love to do.
Great. Hey, Sus, how about you?
My name's Jesus. I'm a junior. I'm a biology major. So my whole schedule, right now I'm taking ecology and biochemistry and genetics, and I've taken so many biology classes, and they've all been amazing. Who wants to, all of you are going to go to high school, but who's ready to go to high school? Anybody? Well, I was a sophomore in high school, and I took one of my biology classes, and they were just showing me how everything in life deals with science. Everything, us eating, us walking, the cars, the exhaust, the world, everything deals with science, and I just got really interested with it. And when I came to college, which all of you are, I decided to take more of it, so now I'm a biology major, and now hopefully one day I want to go to medical school and be a doctor so I can help others and help the world be a better place, hopefully. And if you want to do that, you just make sure, like she said, you have to study a lot. Make sure you use your teachers. Your teachers all love you, want to help you. They're a great resource. Just ask them questions, learn. Make sure you're in the hardest classes. I know it sounds really bad. I don't want to be in hard classes, but being in the hardest classes will really, really prepare you for college. And I feel like I was prepared for college by being in the hardest classes I could and asking my teachers questions all the time. Even if you're shy, just ask questions. Everybody knew my name because I would ask a question for everything. But trust me, it's okay.
And when you ask them for a recommendation or a reference, it's nice if they know your name and they know who you are and they can say something about you.
Yeah.
Would you like to tell them a little bit about the club that you're representing today?
I'm in a club. In high school, there's a lot of clubs. Join them. And in college, there's even more clubs. They're really fun. Join those too. Be involved in school. College is really like that you get involved in your school, that you're involved in high school, and that you're involved in college. So I'm in the Mexican Association of Engineers and Scientists, and we have all these cool companies come and talk to us about what's going on in the world, about medicines, about cancer, about how we're trying to end cancer, about just everything that... Who here knows somebody that maybe has cancer? It's a really bad thing, and today I was actually in my biochemistry class, and they were teaching us about how they're not there yet, but there's all these different crazy things in our cells that happen, and they're trying to find a way to stop cancer so that nobody else ever has it again, and this is all done through science. And this is stuff we learn about too in the club I'm in all my classes.
And where are you from? What's your hometown?
Houston. I'm from Houston. Okay.
That's not bad.
It's a nice city. It's an hour and a half away, so it's not that far. And over there too, they wanted us to learn a lot of science from my high school. And I'm sure if you're interested in science, there's so many different classes you can take, and you'll really, really enjoy taking all of them. I'm sure.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. Sapphire, let's hear from you. So what's your major?
Howdy everybody, I'm Sapphire, I'm a freshman this year. My major is a really long one. It's manufacturing and mechanical engineering technology. And what we do is we specialize in manufacturing, like, have you guys heard of like the Toyota plant? We make cars. Okay, we specialize in any kind of manufacturing. You can go from working with people that make candy bars and how they wrap their candy bars, how they make the candy bars. We help them make everything go faster, smoother, make sure everything's safe. And we can work pretty much any industry. We can work from working with cars to working with candy bars to working with making plates, cups, pretty much anything. And the reason I chose my major is because it's really hands-on. I have a lot of awesome labs. I don't know, the reason I started with it is when I was in high school, do y'all guys have ag at y'all's school? Do y'all have it in junior high? I know we had like agricultural classes where we have workshops. Well, when you get to high school, you should really check it out. We had agricultural shops and they would teach us how to work with wood, work with metal. We'd build chairs, we'd build porches, we'd build bed frames, take them to competition. And that's how I really got into it. And I'm from the country, I'm a country girl. And we were always building stuff. My parents were building fences to keep in the cows and building cages for the birds and everything. And so I knew I liked working hands-on. I liked getting down, getting a piece of wood, getting a hammer, making stuff. I liked working with the machinery. I liked starting out with a plain old block of metal and then making it into something a little much better and saying I made that myself from scratch. So I knew I liked working hands-on. And all of my labs, we focused hands-on. Like last semester, we did a welding lab, and we also made from blocks of aluminum, we made pen holders and stuff like that. And it was so awesome. I could go and show my friends, like, look what I made. And they're like, you didn't make that. That looks something that you buy at the store. I was like, no, I made this in my lab. And this semester, we are making ceramic mugs. Like the ones you drink coffee out of, we're actually making ceramic mugs. And that's what I really like about my major. It's really hands-on, and I know like a lot of you, I'm not the type of person that likes to read. How many of you like to read?
I do.
Like to read a textbook for class? Exactly. A lot of my classes, we actually don't have textbooks. The teacher just goes over stuff. You just have to memorize. I mean, there's stuff you have to memorize, but you don't have to go and sit down and read. A lot of the stuff, the teacher tells you about it, then we go and we actually make it, or we actually work with the plastics, and we see like how much pressure does it take for this plastic to crack. And the teacher will show you a formula how to work it out, and then we will actually go into the lab and we will like put the plastic in a machine, and we will see and test it with different strengths and see how long it actually takes plastic to crack. So that's what I really like about my major. It's really hands-on, so not only do I learn what I'm doing, I actually get to go hands-on and really know what I'm doing. And that's why I enjoyed my major. And I'm actually one of the very few females in my major. I didn't meet any girls in my major last semester. I just recently met one last week. She happened to be sitting behind me in class, and I was talking to the girls, and we had a couple girls in my class, but they're not in my major. They're industrial distribution majors. And I was like, I still have yet to meet another girl who is in my major. And they're like, this girl behind you. And I was like, howdy, you're the first girl I've ever met that is in the same major as me. And I thought it was really awesome.
I think it's really neat what I'm hearing her say. It's kind of what Kristen said too, is that you can obviously tell that they love their major and what they're doing. And her major is not a traditional major for women to go into, but it's something that she loves. And I think she's a good example of, if you love something, don't worry about, who you think's supposed to be doing that. Just go out there and do it, and then you can have a lot of fun and enjoy yourself too while you work. So. And do you have any advice for them?
I would advise you, if your school actually offers dual credit courses, so what that is you're taking a school in high school, but it also counts as a college credit course. When you hear about those are the best classes to go into, because when you come into college, some of these classes that you take your freshman year are really hard. I have friends who are taking classes and they're so stressed out all the time, and I got those classes over with in high school. So I came in with those classes already done, and I was able to get into stuff that I wanted to do faster. I was able to start taking classes that were already in my major because I got the basic courses out of the way. So I would really recommend taking dual credit classes. And join any clubs and societies that you find interesting. Like we had robotics society at my school. I loved robotics. I was the vice president of the robotics team. I'm proud. It's a little nerdy. Some people are like, we have a And electives too, like ag, I was just like, oh, well, I'll join ag. I mean, it looks fun. I always see them building stuff, and I joined it, and that's when I really knew this is what I want to do.
Fantastic advice. Thank you so much. Right, do you want to step up just a little so you can see?
Yes. Hi everybody, I'm Jenny, and I actually graduated from A&M, and then I went back and got another degree. My first degree was in biomedical science. I know that sounds intimidating, but it's just basically biology with a lot of medical applications intertwined into it. And then I went back and went more school and did a master's in biomedical science as well. And actually this fall, I'm going to be a first-year medical student, again at Texas A&M, so Aggie through and through. There's going to be 3 degrees from A&M. And I chose this field for a variety of reasons. One, medicine, of course, helping people. And in middle school, actually, I had a science teacher who I love. And from there, I was just like, maybe science is my thing. And I was actually kind of good at it. And from there on, I say, okay, science is it. I went to college, just like, what should I do? Medicine, should I be a pharmacist, should I be a doctor? And I got my master's because I really didn't just try to pick right in then and there. I was sure that I wanted to do it after, a couple more years of school. So if you don't know what you want to be right now, that's okay. Don't be afraid. But right now you're in do you like to read? Do you like PE is your favorite subject? Or is it science is your favorite subject? Just find that subject you really like and run with it. I can understand as a middle school, we're throwing all these terms at you and you're like, oh, I don't know what they're talking about. But what we're trying to really say is that now that you have the chance to have everything all at one time, find a subject that you like and then run with it. And don't be afraid to be yourself. If science is what you like and everyone's like, oh, look at the nerd who likes science, that's okay. Be a part of the robotics team. If you like business, go into business. Just don't afraid to be yourself. And sometimes people might tell you no. That's okay. Just keep trying. At first I didn't think I was a good applicant for med school, so I waited, but then I'm glad I did because now I know what I want to do, and it's not only medicine, it's not only helping people, but it's also a way for me to give back to the community. So, in your lives, whenever you're trying to find the subject you like, just make sure, how am I bettering the world? How am I bettering myself, and how am I bettering my family? So there's just a little bit things to think about whenever you're picking your career. So that's my advice for y'all.
Thank you. Okay, Karen?
Howdy.
Howdy.
I'm Karen, and I am a senior nutrition major. What I am studying is the science of what happens when you eat food, and how does that help you nourish your body and help it grow. What got me into that is that, I love food, and even more than that, I love people. And so it was a great combination. And I think it's fascinating that medicine is based upon things that you consume and how that interacts with your body. And that's exactly what happens whenever you eat food. You have breakfast, lunch, dinner, and all that time science is going on inside of you. And I love figuring out what exactly is happening and how can you change and alter what you eat to have different chemical reactions inside of you, and how that can benefit the person, help them heal from disease, or help them get better athletically or grow more muscle. There's so many fascinating things about it. And what I would recommend to you is if you have something, like they've all said, if you have something that interests you, don't wait until you learn about it in class to go more in depth with it. Go and check out a book from the library and read a little bit about it. Or find some legitimate websites off the internet that teach you about it. You don't have to spend your time watching TV and not getting anything out of it. You can be productive even as a middle schooler, and you can become really great at a subject that you're passionate about and start now. So that's what I recommend to you is to use your free time really wisely and to do it in something that's going to progress your future. And whenever you get into college, I would recommend getting involved with the clubs. Whenever you first come, it may be a little intimidating because you come to this new place, you're away from your family. But if you get involved with a club, you'll meet people that are pursuing the same kind of interest you are, and it'll really help you go farther in your field. Besides that, you can do it and just apply yourselves, and even if something sets you back, just keep going for it.
I really she was telling us the other day about a lab experiment that they were doing in their class where they had to taste foods and they cooked foods and different methods of think it's so if you're interested in food and the science of it and all that, and the science of cooking even, because you said cooking was a bunch of
Yeah.
chemical reactions.
Yeah, and they have even food science here at A&M where, like nutrition science is more what happens after you eat the food and what happens to the body, but they also have food science, which is what is chemically happening in the food before you consume it and how that like affects things. So there are like amazing things that you can do with it.
Another thing I really like that I've been hearing you guys say is that, you know, I'm in robotics and they thought, you know, maybe that was nerdy or whatever. You know, you're maybe from a small school and maybe you're, you know, there's not that many people that like robotics. But when you get to A&M, how many people are here that like robotics? A lot, right? And so you might not fit in a group at home, but when you get here, there's a lot of people who are going to like what you like, and you can be in a great club or activity. So just because nobody else is doing what you like at your hometown, don't worry about it. There's people out there doing it, and they want you to come join them and be in their club. Last but not least, Sonia.
Howdy.
Howdy.
My name is Sonia, like she said. I'm a freshman also, and my major is biological and agricultural engineering. And she got a little bit into what engineering is, but I didn't really know what engineering was until I was a junior in high school. Can anybody tell me what engineering is? Right here. Building stuff, that's a lot of it. Anybody else?
Designing certain things to get to a certain, well, it's pretty much the designing stuff in general.
That's
to
perfect.
get to a certain, to do something.
Designing stuff to get to do something. It sounds general, but that's exactly what engineering is. And y'all are way ahead of me because I didn't know that until like 4 years after you did. So if you like building things, like you said, if you like designing things, if you like solving like puzzles and stuff, just like solving problems, like that's what engineering is. There's all different types of engineering, and my particular major is focused on engineering and agriculture, and then also related to biological things. That's why it's called biological and agricultural engineering. There's a lot of different things you can do with it. Some people build tractors. Some people work in like food processing, and they work with like getting different types of foods through the processing and then into your stores. And some people work with something called biofuels, which I don't know if you've ever heard that, but it's something like, we have a professor here at A&M who's working on turning garbage into gasoline. That's what biofuels is. There's a lot of really cool stuff you can do with this major, and I would just encourage you, like she said, like, you're not going to go into, like, you're in middle school now, you're not going to take an engineering class, but a lot of math and science goes into engineering. And so I would say focus on that, and that's really important. And another piece of advice is like, people always tell you grades are really important, and they really are. But something to help you, like grades will always be important, and all throughout until you're done with school, which might not be for a while. For some of you, I don't know. For me, anyway. But something to help with your grades is to take a subject and look at it not as something that you have to do, because you do have to do it, but find something interesting about it that you like. And you're not going to like every subject as much, but there's something interesting and cool about every subject. So I'd say try to be interested in it and not just do something because you have to do it, because that'll help your grades as well as help you to learn better. So.
Very good. All right, let's give everybody a hand.